It's 2:24 a.m., the 29th of October 2024. In the East China Sea, deep under contested waters, the USS Hartford cuts through the dark. Alarms echo inside her steel hull. An urgent sonar ping just lit up the board. On the surface, China's cruiser Nanchang has gone active, flooding the sea with powerful sonar pulses meant to flush something out. The control room glows red. A torpedo tube cycles. One wrong move, and both vessels could vanish beneath the waves. No one yet knows which side will strike first, but the ocean is about to explode. Another ping slams the water. It's louder, closer, almost physical. The fire controlman whispers numbers that sound like a countdown. The captain watches the waterfall display tumble with noise, then a narrow line steadies. A hard contact. The room holds its breath. A decoy is armed. A second torpedo tube floods. Hartford angles down, hunting cold water to hide in. Above, the cruiser screws beat a steady rhythm, like a hammer on steel. Everyone understands the stakes. Nobody says them out loud. The next decision will decide who lives to tell this story. The East China Sea is one of the busiest waterways on Earth. Tankers, fishing fleets, and military patrols crossing paths every hour. It's a thin line separating calm trade from chaos. The USS Hartford, a U.S. Navy submarine built for silent strength, had been shadowing Chinese surface movements for days. Its mission: watch, record, avoid escalation. But at these depths, one wrong sonar ping can turn patience into peril. Above, the Chinese Type-055 cruiser Nanchang prowled near the disputed ADIZ line, massive, modern, and loud. Her crew believed a foreign submarine had crossed into Chinese waters. Orders were clear: locate and pressure it out. The Hartford sonar team caught the first active pulse. Sharp, high-powered, a challenge. The captain knew what it meant. They were being hunted. Both crews shared the same thought in different languages: don't fire first, but don't die waiting. The ocean became a chessboard, every echo a possible strike. A single torpedo could trigger headlines, markets, and military alerts across the Pacific. One misread contact, and commanders thousands of miles away would start moving pieces that can't be quietly put back. Rules of engagement press in from all sides. The cruiser's sonar is legal but hostile. The submarine's silence lawful but tense. The Hartford trims depth to ride a colder layer, shaving a few decibels from its sound. The Nanchang widens her search, throwing sonar like a net. Sailors on both vessels feel the same burn in the lungs. No one wants to be the spark, but nobody wants to be the wreck. Two nations, two doctrines, and one narrow trigger between peace and disaster. As this standoff tightens, tell us how you'd play it. Press 1 if you'd strike first to break the trap, or 9 if you'd stay hidden and ride the pressure a little longer. Hartford listens first. The ocean hums with distant propellers until one rhythm cuts through a warship pushing sound deep. The sonar tech narrows filters. The thin line holds. The captain orders silent moves only. Above, Nanchang tightens her search. Active sonar rules tonight. Every pulse a shove, daring the sub to move. Bearings are called in clipped voices. The mood shifts from patrol to pursuit. Hartford answers with precision. A decoy kicks free, singing a false track to the southeast. The crew marks it and slides deeper, trimming into colder water to blur their sound. The contact grows sharper, closing fast. The captain's choice narrows: run and risk detection, or strike once and vanish. The crew has drilled this moment for years. None of those rooms shook like this one. A torpedo tube floods. A Mark IV-8 waits behind steel. The weapons officer checks the wire twice. In the control room, every breath feels heavy. The captain gives the order: defensive fire, not to escalate, but to live. The torpedo slides into black water. It hunts through layers of current, adjusting with quiet precision. Hartford holds a tight course, ready to cut and disappear. Above, Nanchang feels the stalker. Countermeasures burst from her sides, bubbles, flares, noise, but the Mark IV-8 keeps coming. Pumps roar, orders crackle, then the sea itself punches back. A brutal shock tears through the cruiser. Bulkheads twist, lights strobe, alarms scream. Fire flashes through compartments as water floods in. The ship heels hard to port. Men scramble to seal hatches. The calm command deck becomes chaos. Hartford risks one glance. Through the periscope, spray, flame, a silhouette breaking apart. The sub cuts the wire, drops another decoy, and slips into the cold layer. No cheering, just quiet, methodical work. Silence follows the blast. Only distant distress calls and static remain. One defensive shot has turned into a strategic tremor. Hartford retreats, engines low, crew pale in the red glow. Observation is over. Survival and consequences have begun. Hartford runs silent beneath a curtain of noise. The crew stares at the glowing sonar display. No one speaks. The torpedo strike still echoes in their heads. But the danger isn't over. Every second brings the risk of retaliation. Above, Chinese rescue ships and escorts rush toward the blast site, hunting survivors and the sub that caused it. Inside Hartford, air feels heavier. The sonar team picks up new contacts. Multiple propellers, scattered but closing fast. The captain knows what they are. Frigates and helicopters dropping sonar buoys. The ocean that once hid them is now a cage filled with sound. A sharp ping slices the water. Then another. Then three more. The Chinese task force is sweeping in wide circles, tightening the net. Hartford's crew watches the lines creep closer. The captain orders a slow drift ballast trimmed, pumps silent. Hartford slides deeper, hugging the thermocline, hiding behind cold layers that scatter sound. Every movement feels like a shout in a church. A single clank could betray them. A buoy splashes nearby. Its pulse slaps the hull, shaking nerves. They're inside the net now. Running means suicide. Staying still is hope. The crew holds their breath, counting seconds between pulses. The sea itself seems to wait, listening. Then metal scraping. Not from Hartford, but from above. Another ship, maybe one of Nanchang's escorts, drifting too close to the wreck. Its engines roar, flooding sonar with confusion. The captain sees the chance and edges under the wreck's shadow, using chaos as camouflage. Minutes drag on. Chinese ships circle but lose track, chasing false echoes from debris and failing systems. The final buoy fades to static. The captain exhales slowly. They've survived for now. But everyone aboard knows what's next. Satellites, politics, and blame spreading across the Pacific. The control room glows red and silent. The mission is no longer about stealth, it's about escape. Somewhere in that silence, a sailor whispers, "If they knew what we saw tonight." No one answers. They just listen as the ocean seals over the wreck and the war that almost began. If you were under that pressure, each ping like a heartbeat, would you stay quiet or strike back? Comment 1 for fight or 9 for hide. Hours later, Hartford glides east, low and slow. The sea above is calm again, but every creak feels like a warning. The captain studies, sonar returns faint traces of debris, fading currents, the silence creeping back. Then a blip appears where none should be. It's small, fast, and not a ship. The sonar tech narrows the filters. The contact repeats steady, pulsing, deliberate. It's a drone, a Chinese autonomous underwater vehicle launched after the blast and still sweeping the wreck zone. Smaller than a torpedo, but smarter, built to follow noise and temperature trails long after the fight is done. The captain stiffens. Hartford can't outrun it. The drone is quieter, tireless, and close. If it locks on the submarine's thermal wake, the hiding ends. Silence alone won't be enough. The weapons officer suggests firing a decoy. Another recommends jamming its sensors. Both options risk exposure. The captain shakes his head. "No moves," he says softly. "Let it choose the wrong ghost." He orders all non-essential systems off: lights, pumps, even internal air circulation. Hartford becomes a drifting tomb. The men sit still, hands pressed against steel, feeling the hull flex with pressure. Every second stretches longer. The drone's ping arrives faint, hollow, methodical. It scans the layer, edges closer, and pauses. The crew waits without breathing. Then, another ping further away this time. The noise fades into the distance, swallowed by the deep. Only then do they move again. A few restrained exhales, the hum of life returning. They've survived the unseen hunt, but the captain knows this isn't the end. The wreck will be found. The fragments will speak, and politics will twist the story long before truth surfaces. In the dim red light, no one celebrates. The quiet victory feels temporary, fragile, like glass under tension. The war hasn't started, but the ocean has already chosen its first casualty. Dawn breaks over a sea of smoke. Satellite images spread within hours, one Chinese cruiser missing, an American submarine rumored. From Guam, command orders Hartford to surface only when clear of enemy patrols. The crew is pale, drained, still gliding through the cold layer in silence. Then sonar flickers faint, rhythmic, deliberate. The operator whispers, "Multiple returns." The captain leans forward. Chinese anti-submarine helicopters are deploying sonar buoys along the escape path. Hartford's route home has turned into a corridor of sound. The captain orders a depth change. Pumps hiss, steel creaks. The submarine slides beneath another thermocline, threading through pressure layers. Above, rotors pound and sonar pings fall like rain. Each one hits the hull with a hollow echo. A buoy locks on. Its ping quickens, sharper each time. Hartford jerks right. 2 decoys launch, staggered and quiet. False echoes bloom, buying seconds. The sub dives deeper, instruments dimmed, crew listening to their own pulse. Then a torpedo. The sonar tech calls out bearings, voice trembling. Active seeker inbound. The captain fires countermeasures, full spread. 4 bursts leave the tubes, clouds of noise flooding the sea. The torpedo slices through 2 decoys and keeps coming. Hartford banks hard. The hull groans. Lights flicker. Pressure bites. The wake of the weapon shakes the sub. Then silence. The contact fades into static. Relief lasts seconds. A new sonar trace appears. Larger. Faster. Another submarine. Chinese origin. Closing from the west. It's not hunting debris. It's hunting Hartford. Both captains understand. One mistake, and 2 nations sink together. In Hartford's control room, eyes lock on the captain. He studies the screen, then murmurs, "No shots, we vanish." Engines throttle down. The sub drifts into darkness, letting the abyss swallow its shape. Above, helicopters scan empty water. The Chinese sub holds position, listening. Nothing, only current and wreckage. The sea keeps its secrets a little longer. If you were in that room, one order from war, would you vanish or strike? Comment 1 for fire, or 9 for disappear. The sea is calm again, but the silence feels heavier than before. The East China Sea, once alive with trade lanes and chatter, now lies under watchful eyes from every nation. The wreck of Nanchang rests 400 meters down, its broken hull already becoming a headline. In Beijing, statements call it an unprovoked act of aggression. In Washington, press briefings insist it was defensive action. Neither side says the full truth. Both mobilize fleets, shift satellites, and summon allies. Insurers raise rates. Cargo convoys bend south, and patrol aircraft pack the ADIZ in tight, fuel-heavy orbits, nervous, relentless. The ocean itself has turned into a chessboard of tension, each move shadowed by the ghosts of the last. Aboard Hartford, the crew finally surfaces near Guam. Salt spray hits the hull as sailors step into the dawn, blinking under open sky for the first time in days. No cheers, no ceremony, just silence, the kind that follows survival. Their orders are brief: refuel, report, and prepare for questions they can't answer. Inside the wardroom, the captain writes the incident log. Every word is weighed, stripped of emotion, reduced to data range, bearing, time, impact. He pauses at the final line, staring at the cursor, then types, "Engagement defensive. Outcome: loss of 1 enemy cruiser. Casualties: unknown." He saves the file without looking back. Meanwhile, across the Pacific, markets ripple, headlines scream, and defense councils meet behind closed doors. For the sailors, the war feels distant. But in truth, it has already begun quietly, invisibly, one decision at a time. That night, Hartford's lights dim as the crew sleeps in rotating shifts. The hum of engines is steady, almost peaceful. Yet everyone knows peace is just the pause between signals. Out there, more sonars are listening, and more captains are waiting for their moment to decide. If you believe the next move should be silence, press 9. If you think fire is inevitable, press 1 and tell us why you think the ocean won't stay quiet for long.